Hey traders, one of my subscribers asked me to test his strategy. His strategy is based on my main strategy. He simplified it. We're gonna backtest this one 100 times. So if you go to the chart, BTC USDT, we need to be on the 5-minute chart and we need to add 3 indicators. 2 EMAs and 1 VUMANCHU. So you go to indicators and you search for VUMANCHU. It's a VUMANCHU cipher B plus divergences. And you are gonna need 2 EMAs. Moving average exponential, just press that one twice and you're almost good to go. We're gonna change the EMA first. The first EMA, the length is going to be 50. The style, for me it's blue, and I made the line a bit thicker just to make it clear. And the red one is going to be 200 and red for me. So that's gonna be it. And for the VUMANCHU, if you go to the settings there, I've turned off the fast wave trend and I've turned off the stochastic RSI. For this strategy, you're not using divergences, so you could actually turn them off as well. So you're actually only looking for the green and red dots for his strategy. So where do we look for? It's quite simple actually. Let me look for an example. You're looking for death crosses and you're looking for golden crosses. You have a death cross right here. When the 50 EMA goes underneath the 200 EMA, then you have a death cross. If it's vice versa, you have a golden cross. So after a death cross, the trend is going downwards. You're looking for short positions. When do you take an entry? Well, that's going to be on the first dot above the 0 line of the VUMANCHU, and it should be a red dot. So that's going to be this one. You can take an entry here, you can take an entry here, you can take an entry here, and you can take an entry here, here, here. But that's up to you how long you keep going. My advice is to take around a maximum of 4 or 5 trades after a golden or a death cross, because the trend is going to be weaker in the end and you will get stopped out more often. So what do you do with the first entry? You set your stop loss above the last swing high and you do it times 1.1. So it's 1 risk reward. Like that. And you do it on 1 because according to him you have a really high win percentage, and you get a nice profit in the end as well. So that's going to be there. The next one, you have a dot after this candle, so you take an entry there. Last swing high. It's a 1-to-1 risk reward. Next one right here. And as you can see right here, you don't it's here. If you go above the last swing high, it's going to be there. Sometimes it's too far away, then you can use the EMA as your stop loss, but for this one it's almost the same, so I'm gonna place it there. As you can see, you have a high win rate, but we are going to backtest this. This is cherry picked, of course. Let me show you a few long positions. If you also want to use Bybit like us, don't forget to use our link down in the description below. You can get up to $600 in bonus. So down in the description below you can find our link to Bybit. For my main VUMANCHU strategy, you also look to the money flow index. That's the red and green part, the small waves in between. For this strategy it doesn't really matter, so I just like to have them on, but if you don't want them, if you purely want to focus on this strategy, you could disable it on the show money flow index to toggle it off. So you have a green dot right there, so that's where you can take a long entry. So that's there. You do it on the last swing low. If it's close to the EMA, I would advise you to go just underneath the EMA and do it to 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. If you are still in a trade, you do not take the next trade. So you would not have taken the next trades. So then you're looking for a new entry. That's going to be right there. This one. Well, you could see that you would have been stopped out. And I like to show that as well because, yeah, you know, nothing is pure profit. So yeah, you will take losses in any strategy. Set your stop loss underneath the EMA because you're at the last swing low, which touches the EMA. So you have a nice support there. Risk reward 1-to-1. Like that. That's a third trade already. So let's look for one more. That's going to be right there. And after that, you can see right here that the trend is weakening, and I would not advise to take too many trades because you can see in the future, of course it's not replay mode, but you can see that the trend is weakening already, and price is going underneath the 200 EMA already. And when you can see that, and it's going to be your fifth trade already, just skip it. There's a big chance you have a trend reversal, and it actually did have a trend reversal. So take a maximum of 4 trades, but if the trend is still really strong, then you could take a 5th trade, maybe a 6th, but that's all up to the current trend. So this is going to be it. I'm gonna backtest this one 100 times, and I'll see you back after. So after doing 100 trades, it's placed on the number 1 of this chart. This chart is based on the win percentage and not on the gain on account. If it was on the gain on account, it would be somewhere in the middle, but this table is based on the win percentage. The gain on account is pretty low because the risk reward is on 1-to-1, and the swings are you're pretty early with taking trades, so there's a lot of times the swing hasn't been created yet, so you don't have that much margin to trade on if you are using it on the swing. This strategy has some great potential, but I think it can be improved. I think if you add your ATR on it and maybe use the risk reward a bit higher than 1-to-1, I think it can be a good one. You can make your own strategy from it. Not bad at all. It's not going to be my main strategy. My main strategy is still the VUMANCHU and our private indicator created by Muxi. But still, not bad. Try it out for yourself. Maybe you get a higher percentage. The person who I've got this one from had a bit higher percentage, so yeah, you just always have to watch out for these small entries. Don't forget your fees. In the gain on account, the fees are not calculated in it, but if you had 0.04%, you would have lost 4% of this, so it would be 1.6% gain on account. It's still a profit, but you have to see it for yourself if it's worth it or not. So this is going to be it. If you like these type of videos, please subscribe and like it if you liked it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.